Everyone, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? Happy Friday. This is going to be pre-recorded, okay? So I hope you're all doing well. I want to wish you all a wonderful weekend. I hope your weekend is fantastic. Mine is going to be a little bit warmer outside, which I'm really happy about. We're going to get up into the 80s. By Sunday, isn't that crazy? Like today, Thursday, it's 45 degrees, and then by Sunday, we're going to be in the 88 degrees. We're going to go like 40 degrees hotter, which, yay, I'm looking forward to laying out in the sun. Anyways, let's get into this reading. And like I said, this is for Friday, so happy Friday. So the first card you have is Open Path. When you release the need to know every step, the path reveals itself. Let today unfold without expectations. Practice openness by moving forward one moment at a time. Open path, right? Your path opens before you when the universe knows that you are moving forward one step at a time, right? You're not moving backward anymore. You're moving forward. You're taking whatever you healed from, right? And you're moving forward. You're taking whatever you achieved in your life and you're moving forward with it, right? So the universe knows that, okay, we see you, right? We see you. We know you're trying your best. That's the best as you can do, right? And we're going to give you an open path because we see that you are moving forward in your life, right? Yeah, that's a blessed card for sure. And the next tarot card we got is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups. Emotional stability, empathy, intuition, and nurturing. Be in your heart space before taking any decision, but don't be over emotional, right? The Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So be in your heart space, right? But don't be overly emotional because you don't ever want to, I want to say, whoever you are, try not to ever make a decision based on your emotions because normally that's going to be the wrong decision. Always. I want to say 99% that'll be the wrong decision. Okay. You can be in your heart space. Yes. And yes, be in your heart space to make the decision, but don't be emotional about it. Okay. You have to have some practicality in there. That's how you get your emotional stability, right? That's how you listen to your intuition. I've noticed with my intuition, um, my intuition doesn't show up if I am um, overly emotional, right? It's kind of like a negative, you know, being overly emotional. That's like a negative where the universe is just sitting back and waiting, 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 right? Waiting for you to have emotional stability inside yourself, right? In your life. When you nurture yourself, right? And then you can listen to your intuition, right? And your intuition, which is source energy talking to you, God, right? Talking to you. And God is saying what needs to be said, right? In your predicament or whatever you're living through. Isn't that correct? So the Queen of Cups. Will emotions be balanced and stable in a situation? Yes, they will, because you're not going to be overly emotional, right? And whatever you're dealing with um, that pertains to your open path, right? And the next tarot card we have is the Three of Swords. Heartbreak, emotional pain, grief, loss, and healing, right? Heart has been wounded, but know that the pain will make you stronger. Well, I don't know about that, but um, what emotional pain am I currently experiencing, and how can I use it as an opportunity for growth? Yeah, when you're going through an emotional pain, you do have to work through it, correct? Work through it to get through it, right? Heal from it, definitely, right? And then you use that opportunity for growth, whereas you can share your experiences with other people, right? Which I do a lot of the times. Um, so even if you have grief and a loss and emotional pain, right? You're not going to be too overly emotional, right? So that you can stay on the right path of moving forward. Like I want to say, whenever we go through I want to say us as the whole, whenever we go through something that's painful, right? It touches our heart and it's very painful to us. Sometimes we, um, I want to say, fall backwards, and we're kind of like living in the past. Oh, how could this person do this to me? How could this person say this about me? These are all lies and whatever, and it really hurts my heart. And then you relive everything that someone said about you or did to you or whatnot, right? And that kind of like gives you more emotional pain, doesn't it? It doesn't heal anything. You're not moving forward, you're moving backwards, right? So, in order to cut the grief and the loss that you are feeling, you should let yourself feel the grief and loss first. Yes, you always have to feel it before you can heal it, right? So let yourself go through that grief and loss. I want to say for hours, days, weeks. People heal at their own time period, really. But if you find yourself in the same emotional pain and grief and loss, I want to say for maybe, oh gosh, I want to say for 6 months, please seek a therapist and go and talk to someone about it, right? Because I want to say the sooner that you can work yourself through that grief and loss, the better off you'll be, right? Because then you can start moving forward in your life and you can start, you know, moving forward on your open path, right? You've healed whatever that emotional pain was, right? And that grief and loss. And now you're moving forward on your open path. It's like the universe is saying to you, we're giving you an open path. We've seen that you've healed yourself, right? And now you can be, do, or have whatever you want, right? And the last tarot card we have is the Page of Pentacles. Opportunity, learning, exploration, focus, and practicality, right? Yeah. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. New ideas can change your life. Yes. New ideas, whether you get them from someone else or you wake up with an idea that your angels gave you the night before or God gave you the night before or your guides gave you the night before, and you wake up and you have this new inspiration, this new idea, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do that, right? Give it a try, right? How can I stay grounded and focused in pursuing my goals? How can you stay grounded and focused? It's easy. You just tell yourself, I'm going to stay grounded. I'm going to ground myself every day. How do you do that? Well, if you want to do that out in nature, grounding yourself, take your shoes and socks off and walk on grass. That's the best way to ground yourself. You can go hug a tree. That's grounding yourself also, right? Just being out in nature and being still, being in stillness and quiet, and just listening to nature all around you. Those are two awesome examples of grounding yourself. Focus on the opportunities that you have in front of you, not what happened behind you, right? Because we're not going backwards. You can't live backwards. You can't live in the past. So you have to focus on what's in front of you today, in the present moment, right? And when you do that, those days are the days that you have opportunities just come to you. Or you might see a job posted and you apply for it and you get it. That's your new opportunity, right? That's the new path, the open path that the universe is sending you on. Isn't that correct? Yes, it is. So whoever you are, I'm really happy for you. You're on an open path. You're on a new path, right? A new path. And you're not going to be too emotional. You're going to be practical about it, right? Because practicality lives in the future. It lives in the present moment, right? I shouldn't say it lives in the future because we don't know about the future, right? All we know is about the present moment. So being practical lives in the present moment. Yes, you can be in your heart space. Of course, I'm in my heart space all the time. But when I make a decision, I'm practical about it, right? So let's see what archangels want to say for this reading. Angels, which one is going to speak to us today? Archangel Michael, spiritual acceleration. You are experiencing spiritual upgrades. Move forward. See? Move forward, right? It's the only way you can accelerate in your life is by moving forward. So you're getting upgrades, right? So it's like the universe saying, oh my gosh, I see that you're trying. Thank you for that. And we're going to give you some upgrades and we're going to help you along on your open path to success, right? That's a great card for this reading. Goes along with everything that we've been talking about, right? Let's look at a money manifestation and see what comes out. Looks like we've got two. Okay, the first one is entitlement. Let's see. Why do you believe that you deserve benefits and privileges that you haven't earned or worked for? Well, we all have to earn our entitlements, right? What the universe gives us, what God gives us, right? So if you've earned it, then yes, you're going to get your spiritual upgrade, right? Just like Archangel Michael said, you're going to get your spiritual upgrade, your spiritual acceleration into your open path. So try not to feel entitled. Nobody owes us anything, right? Unless someone stole something from you, then yes, they owe that to you back. But you know what I mean, right? And the next card is reckless. Uncontrolled spending habits and impulsive purchases are making your financial journey harder than it has to be. So when we have money, we need to be not reckless with it, right? We need to be practical. Pay our bills on time so there's no late charges. Pay a rent or mortgage on time so there's no late charges, right? And be practical with your money, right? And if you want to spend money, this says uncontrolled spending habits and impulsive purchases. Like if you're going out and buying fur coats or, whatever. I'm saying like if you want to go out and spend money on your food pantry or your freezer pantry or your, you know, I want to say your toiletries pantry. Buy things that you're going to use. I mean, really use. Like, I'm going to stock up on toilet paper because I know I'm going to use it. I'm going to stock up on shampoo because I know I'm going to need it, or toothpaste, or toothbrushes, or you know what? For me, I buy my toothbrushes from Amazon because I get 30 in a box. They're all individually wrapped, and they come with a little plastic, clamp on thing over the toothbrush, right? And they're like 12 bucks and they're perfect. There you go. I have toothbrushes for a year and a half of 30 of them. So isn't that great? You know what I mean? But stock up on stuff like that. You see something, deodorant, stock up on that. Or, like I said, your food pantry, stock up on that. If you have this urge to spend money, do that. Or, if you see a homeless person, go out and buy them a coat or socks or food. Not every day do they get to eat. So if you need to spend money, you have an urge, instead of being reckless, be responsible, right? If you have an urge to spend money, if you're not spending it on something for yourself that without a shadow of a doubt you're going to use in your near future, then go out and spend it on someone who needs it. Okay? Someone who needs the help. You could do that also. Or you could spend it on a horse rescue. They always need hay and vet care and, you know, numerous things. You could spend it on that, or uh, take your donation down to the SPCA, so they can buy more dog and cat food, right? There's so many ways that you can spend your money wisely so you're not being reckless with it and spending it on things that you're just not going to need, you know what I mean? So that's a lesson in itself, isn't it? Really is. So let's get another card for this reading, please, angels. That was really good. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Yeah, isn't that so true? We always, like if we lose something, we appreciate it, right? You'll say, like, if you broke up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and it's like, oh gosh, I wish we didn't break up. I'm in grief now, right? Because I really loved him or I really loved her, right? Sometimes we don't appreciate who we have in our lives. Isn't that true? It's so true. We don't appreciate who's in our life at that moment. A lot of times, right? Yeah. So losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Yes, it is. You know, just like, I mean, it could be anything in your life, really, right? Okay, let's get another card, please. Discovering. Release old beliefs and limitations. Open yourself to new ideas and endless possibilities. Embrace adaptability and the freedom to explore new perspectives. As you let go of the past, you unlock deeper layers of your potential and discover the expansive worlds within. Discovering. There's so many things to discover out here in this world. I think sometimes we live such a small life, don't we? We have our routines and we have our habits and we do them every day, but when have you gone out and discovered something new? You know, maybe make that you say, like, next week, since this is Friday, say next week I'm going to discover something new each and every day. And write it in your journal, right? So you're releasing old beliefs and limitations. Don't ever put any limitations on yourself, right? We are limitless beings. We can do, and have whatever we want, right? So go out and explore and discover new things. You might discover a new restaurant that you've lived in the same city for 10 years, but oh wow, there's a restaurant. You walk in and you're like, oh wow, how long have you been here? I've been here for 5 years. What? You know what I mean? Have you ever had that experience before? Because I have, you know, and it's like, oh my gosh, I need to get out more. I need to get out. I need to open my eyes, right? Open your eyes up and go out and explore and discover what the area has around you. I mean, honestly, you'll be amazed. You'll really be amazed, right? Embrace adaptability and the freedom to explore new perspectives. As you let go of the past, you unlock deeper layers of your potential and discover the expansive worlds within, right? Now, you can say this is a metaphor for, discovering something outside of yourself, right? Or discovering something inside of yourself, right? It says you are letting go of the past, right? You unlock deeper layers of your potential and discover the expansive worlds within. Well, now that you let go of your past, right? You're not living backwards. You're not living in the past anymore. So you let it go. And you can hold on to the lessons and the blessings that came from that. Yes, definitely hold on to them, right? Because you can apply them in your life. Um, I want to say in your present moment, right? So that's what you're discovering, I believe. And there's so many, oh my gosh, so many beautiful lessons that I bet if you wrote them all down, you would be, uh, you would be, I want to say, inspired that there's like a plethora of lessons from the past that you can apply to your future, right? That's what I think. So let's get an affirmation for today. And it is I am worthy of the love, happiness, and success that I attract into my life on a daily basis. Yes, you are worthy. I'm here to tell you, you are worthy, right? And as a fact, we're all born worthy, all of us. Every single human being and animal and plant is born worthy, right? Of love and happiness and success. I am worthy of the love, happiness, and success that I attract into my life on a daily basis. And I want to say, how do you attract that into your life on a daily basis? Do you know? I'm sure you know because I talk about it all the time. It's self love, right? When you love yourself first, you attract everything good and blessed and miracles into your life. So you're attracting success and happiness and love into your life, right? That's such a good reading. Wow, that was awesome for you guys. That was so wonderful. I'm so, so happy for you. And I just want to say thank you again for turning into my channel and watching me. I'm so happy I'm back. I just feel so, so, so much better. Um, and I also want to say that I did set up a GoFundMe for myself. And if you've watched my other videos, then you know. But um, yes, I am raising money to get a vehicle for myself because I've been without a vehicle for 3 years now. And I've been borrowing a friend's vehicle, but I can't do that all the time. Like when I want to go to the grocery store, um, I can't have the car a lot. So, and it's really hard to get groceries back on a bus. So I am uh, asking for money so that I can be more independent, which is what everybody wants to be, right? So if you can help me out, I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I love you so much, and thank you. And so thank you so much for this reading. I absolutely loved doing it for you. I loved the messages that came out today for you guys. And happy Friday, happy TGIF. Be safe when you go out tonight, okay? And I hope you have a fantastic, fabulous weekend. And go out and get a nice tan.